Intuit just tanked nearly 9% in a single day, and that's wild because it was up almost 6% this week. So what happened? And more importantly, is this a buying opportunity or a red flag? Let's find out what it means for you. Hey there, I'm Alex, and welcome back to Market Byte USA. We got a lot to unpack today across equities and commodities. Here's the thing about making money in the markets. It's all about timing your trades with accurate, up-to-the-minute insights. That's exactly what we're here to give you every single day, a daily market analysis video. So stick with us as we dive into today's action, break down what's moving and why, and then set you up for what to expect when the bell rings tomorrow. Before we jump in, if you're not already subscribed to Market Byte USA, hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. Let us start with the indices. So the Nasdaq had a pretty quiet day, up just 0.03% to close at 27,093.90. I know, basically flat, right? But here's the thing, look at the week. We're up 1.64% over the last 5 days, so there's actually some momentum building underneath the surface. The issue today was some mixed signals in big tech. You had some semiconductor strength, which we're going to get into in a second, but you also had some weakness in software that kind of offset those gains. So it's one of those days where the market's just catching its breath before the next move. The Dow had a better day than the Nasdaq, actually, up 0.45% to 51,307.79, and it's up 1.68% on the week, so that's outperforming just slightly. Here's what's interesting, though. The Dow's doing this with industrials and financials leading, while the Nasdaq's getting pulled by chip stocks. That's a classic risk-on signal. It means investors are feeling a little more confident about the economy, not just betting on AI anymore. That's healthy, actually. It shows breadth. Now, let us look at energy and fuel. Oil had a really solid day. West Texas Intermediate crude jumped 2.69% to 94.6 for a barrel. Now, over the week, it's only up 0.8%. So today was the big mover. The reason? Supply concerns are back in focus. You've got some geopolitical noise, and traders are worried about production levels. Higher oil is usually a headwind for the consumer, but it's also a signal that people think economic demand is holding up. So it's mixed, but the move itself was meaningful. Natural gas actually went the other direction today, down 0.63% to 3.160 per million BTU. But, and this is the story, it's up 9.34% on the week. That's a huge swing. What's happening is seasonal demand is ramping up as summer approaches, and storage levels are getting tighter. So even though today was a small pullback, the trend is definitely up. Demand for cooling is coming, and the market knows. Moving on to metals. Gold is doing what gold does when people get a little nervous. Up 0.65% to 4,504.10 an ounce. Over the week, it's basically flat, up just 0.08%. But today's move was solid. You're seeing some safe haven buying mixed in with, honestly, just people being cautious about what the Fed's doing next. You've got the new Fed Chair Warsh making headlines today with some staffing moves, and the market's paying attention to what that signals about policy. Gold doesn't move this much for nothing. Silver's actually moving in the opposite direction from gold, which is interesting. Down 0.24% today to 74.83, and it's down 1.94% on the week. Silver usually follows gold pretty closely, so this divergence tells you something. Industrial demand is softer right now. Silver's got a dual personality as both a precious metal and an industrial metal, and when it lags gold like this, it usually means people aren't as confident about manufacturing and economic activity down the road. Worth watching. Now here are the top movers of the day. All right, let's talk about Intuit. So this one hurt. Down 8.94% today at 322.14, which is a massive single-day drop. But here's the thing. The stock's actually up 5.85% on the week, so this is a pullback from gains. The market's probably taking profits, or there's some concern about guidance or the software spending environment. Intuit serves small businesses, and if there's any worry about economic slowdown, that's their first red flag. This is worth watching to see if it stabilizes tomorrow or if there's more selling. Freeport-McMoRan. Now, this is the opposite story. FCX is up 6.98% today to 71.72 and up 11.44% on the week. That's a major run. Copper and mining stocks are flying because of global demand signals, especially from China. Construction, infrastructure, EVs, they all need copper. And when commodity supercycles start, miners like Freeport lead the charge. This is a classic risk-on growth signal. The market's betting on a strong. CSCO is having a really solid week, up 5.5% today to 128.00 and up 8.17% on the week. This is networking gear, and what's happening here is you're seeing enterprise spending increase. Companies are upgrading infrastructure. Some of it's AI-related, but a lot of it's just normal business spending coming back strong. CSCO is a bellwether for corporate health, so this move tells you that companies are confident about their budgets. That's a good sign for the market overall. Lam Research is another big winner, up 5.45% today to 334.41 and up 3.64% on the week. This is semiconductor equipment, the machines that make chips. When you see Lam moving like this, it means chip makers are ordering. They're investing in capacity. That's usually a lagging indicator for chip demand, which means the market thinks strong chip sales are coming. Probably AI-related, probably data center, but the point is the chip supercycle has legs. And finally, KLAC Corporation, up 5.42% today to 2,045.20 and up 1.68% on the week. KLAC makes inspection and measurement equipment for chip manufacturing. Same story as Lam Research. Basically, chip makers investing, equipment makers thriving. What's cool about both of these is they're up strongly, but not in some crazy speculative way. This is industrial demand. This is real orders. That's the kind of rally you want to see. And finally, let's look at tomorrow. So here's what's ahead. Tomorrow we're watching the EIA Weekly Petroleum Status Report. That'll either confirm or challenge what we saw in oil today. We've also got some Fed speaker headlines probably coming. And frankly, the market's listening very closely to everything Fed Chair Warsh does right now. The vibe today was healthy breadth, with semiconductors and industrials both strong, which suggests we're not just in an AI bubble. That's encouraging. The Dow and Nasdaq are both up solidly for the week, and commodities are showing real demand signals. Keep an eye on whether INTU stabilizes or if we see more profit-taking in software. That's your tell on whether the market's staying confident or getting cautious. But overall, this is looking like a market with some legs left in it. For your daily market update video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification.